Okay, so parts laid out here for issue 36, which says it's steering components. Yeah, all okay. This one looks different to what we've got in the inventory picture. It's got like in the inventory picture, that's black at the end, and we've got like a collar or a plastic collar on there, so that's missing off this one. Now I know they've done this a couple of times where they've updated the parts but not updated the pictures or the instructions, so hopefully that's what they've done on this one, and not having that plastic collar or whatever on this steering column isn't going to be a problem. The rest of it, yeah, looks pretty similar. That's kind of a different colour, but it doesn't really matter, hopefully. But yeah, all there. So we're just going to get into the build and see how we go. But this will be the the build for assembly 36. Okay. First thing it's asking us to do is get an accelerator pedal from 30 and connect it to the cockpit cradle. I've kept them all in kind of bags. We've got lots of parts from each issue still hanging around. So yeah, I've kept them all in bags for the particular issues. So there we go, so that's issue 30's bag. So what we've got in there. Issue 30, something like that. So here's the accelerator cable from issue 30. We have got, as I say, quite a lot of parts from different issues all over the place at the moment. And we're going to need cockpit cradle. Okay. I think that's going to be, is it this part? Yeah, I'm not sure if it's this part or is it the dashboard. Difficult to tell. Oh, it's got the transmission tunnel. Yeah, you can see the transmission tunnel on that one, so it's not the dashboard. Cradle. Yeah, so we've got the underside of that. And it's fitting it, says. So obviously it's going to go through there, yeah. And how's it going to fit in? So it's the other way around. No, it can't be the other way around. Just show, isn't it? A bit. Yeah. Bit confusing. Oh, yeah, I think it goes onto that one. That piece there. Yeah, it attaches onto there, doesn't it? So yeah, that way around. So with the cables coming off, be very careful. There's a very small, minor little part there. You don't want to snap that off. So as you put it in at an angle. Yep, you've got a locating pin there, and that goes in like that. So the cable's going off that way. And then it's a Type T screw. Anyway, that's on, secured. Looks a bit like that. So there's the accelerator. Move. Oh, it's got a micro switch, so it moves slightly. Okay. Now we've got to get another part from issue, so from 32 now. So we've got this part from issue 32. Gear knob and everything. And join the gear lever control of the gearbox to wire B from 32. We're all over the place. 32. You really do have to kind of inventory everything in this build, know where everything is. Okay, and that's going into a little hole there. Okay, that's what it looks like. See, it's pushed into a hole, not a pin, just a hole. Now I'm riding this wire. What we got in this issue, so this part. And then this issue, just making sure that I get it the right way around. It's going onto the bottom of that component there by the looks of things. That way around. Oh, okay, that way around. So you've got, yeah, it's 90 degrees, but you've got one that's got a silver part. That's the part that's going to go onto the gearbox. Oh, that's just fallen off. It does go on like that, but it's just that part going away from it. Okay. Then finally connect the gear linkage. The gear linkage looks like it. Yep, the gear linkage. So this part that we've got in this issue, it has got moulding going downwards. And that kind of gets pushed into. Oh, it's got a D-shaped pin anyway. Got a D-shaped pin and obviously a D-shaped hole. So it can't go one way. It just gets pushed in. And doesn't stain, so I'm sure that pen's going to go into something else. If it doesn't, I'll have to glue that in. I'm not gluing it in yet because it might need to come out again. But there you go, that's that completed. Right. Bring this over. So these two pins at the bottom here, they're going to go into, to identify it, so there, we've got two holes there. And you've got a hole in the back as well, you can see that. Yes, you've got a hole at the back there, so that end goes into that. That's where that's going to go, that's going to kind of push upwards. Bend that upwards for now. Bend that upwards for now. Does that go over there? Yeah, that goes over these pipes. Pushing these pipes down. Pushing that in. 3 hands. Right, that's quite loose, so I am going to super glue that on. So that's okay, but this one is really loose, so I'm going to super glue in this little piece. Okay, hopefully that's going to stick now. Right. So trying to identify everything else now. Insert the 2 pins of the gear lever wiring into the appropriate holes in the crank. So there's 2 tiny little holes there that this is going to go into. Okay, and then yeah, the little hose goes into. I tell you what, you can't see any of this going on, can you? It's very, very difficult. You can see that now. It's black on black. It's really difficult for the camera to pick out. But yes. Very, very difficult for the camera to pick that out. That's a closer camera. A closer camera a bit better, but you can see that that's fixed there, and then that hose goes into that. It's quite a long hose. I could shorten that, I think, because there's a bit of a kink in it. I might just snip off a little bit of that hose. I didn't like that kink too much. It's a bit better. Just shorten that hose just a tiny bit. Just a little bit too long. Okay. Right, what else we got? Oh my god, I forgot. Another load of hoses going in. That's why the fire extinguisher is. So it's identifying the hose. So there's tiny little pins down there. Yeah, and these go into. Anybody else might get fed up of fitting these little hoses. I mean, it's highly detailed, let's be honest, but. I'm not too sure if a lot of these hoses are just too long. They just that looks really, really long and just gangly, and it's actually come out already. Oh, one of them's come out anyway. Yeah, I think that's just too long. I'm gonna cut a bit off. These are just too long, some of these. I mean, that's just, cut a small amount off to start with. Because that's actually come off anyway. I think these are just too long. Yeah, that's in, that's in, that's in, that's in, that in. I think that's come out. Once again, I think that's a little too long. Yeah, I'm going to cut a little bit of that hose off. some of these are just a little tiny bit too long. That was fiddly, as you like. That was as fiddly as you like. So far, I'm not too sure. Done that. Finally press the fire extinguisher control box onto the left side of the passenger compartment cradle. Doesn't really show where that goes very well at all. Where the hell was that going? That is a really, really rubbish picture. Where the hell does this go? So it's asking you to fit that control box fire extinguisher, but the picture is dire. You can't see where that goes. It's like a close-up, but without a wide-angle shot. There you go. So, two holes there that are going to match up to that. There it goes. Well, that was quite difficult because it didn't really have a... Anyway, it's on. Wow, that was tough. Didn't enjoy that one too much because there's a lot of hoses and things going everywhere. Trying to make sure that I haven't ripped any hoses out so far. I think they're just a lot of them are just a little bit, tiny bit too long. Which, you know, doesn't help because then you're bending them over and all kinds of stuff. But that'll have to do. Anyway, done. Stop waffling on. And of course, the obligatory, didn't really do much on the steering components. Even though it said it was a steering components issue, didn't really do much on the steering components, did we? Because we've still got a lot of parts that we've got to keep until they're needed. We'll keep them safe somewhere in a bag with 36 written on them. So I keep them in the bag with 36 written on them. So yeah, these parts that we didn't use, so keep them in a bag. Okay, so that was it for issue 36. I always do, yeah. Very, very nice. Iconic image of a Ferrari 575 GTC, all in kind of race livery, I guess. So yes, that was quite fiddly. I found that quite fiddly issue with all those hoses. What we got coming in 37? We got brake and clutch elements. So yeah, master cylinders and things like that, I guess. And reservoirs going to be going onto the dashboard. But yeah, keep an eye out for that because that will be coming up soon. So that was my presentation of this issue of Build a Ferrari F40 Competizione by Panini Collections and Centauro magazine. And if you'd like to see progression of this model from where it is now up to completed car, then don't forget to subscribe, and you can click the bell if you'd like to be notified any time that a video goes live on the channel, because I've also got, I'm building an Ecto 1 and a Spitfire as well. They're both part builds, so you can check those out as well. But hey, thank you very much for watching. Hope to catch you again on the channel soon. Take care and ta-ra for now.